Welcome back student to my lecture 4B, and in the previously we saw the traditional AI to modern AI, and modern AI practically mean, and in this course is also interpretability in deep learning. So deep learning means neural network. We are using neural network, and so in this lecture we will see what is a neural network, what is composed of a neural network. When we say neural network, what is mean by neurons and insight, weights, bias and activation function, how we have implemented our biological neuronal concept into the learning, deep learning things. So in this lecture we will know that what is a neural network and how an artificial neural network works and what weight and bias is doing inside the neural network of artificial neural network, and what is the activation function and why hidden layers take the interpretability, making the interpretability more difficult. So in the previous lecture you saw it, that traditionally we were doing the handcrafted rules, and then we were building the AI system which is following the rule. Now in present time, in a deep learning, we are simply passing all the data. If it is a multimodal AI, image, speech, text, all can be passed. But in the previously, it was very difficult to pass more than one kind of modality of data. Either you can pass image data which is converted into feature and then you are passing the feature. Audio data you are converting into the feature and then you are passing into the model. Text data converting into the feature and then passing it. But in the neural network, you can pass directly image, you can pass audio directly, you can pass text directly, or you can combine all and pass directly. Like currently I am lecturing, you can pass the whole video of my lecture and as well as my audio, and any other context of the lecture is there. So a data example model is simply learning, and that led to the moving away from handwritten rules to the model is learning the representation internally. So that brings to the question is that, and it is done using neural networks. So the question is that what is a neural network? So neural network is basically there are many layers of neurons are there. Each of these are single neuron, and combining multiple neurons in one layer, it's called one layer. So input also have this. Then there are many hidden layers are there, where they can be connected to each other fully or partially, and then there is an output layers are there. Okay, so this is what is the representation of neural network, and modern deep learning systems are built something like this kind of architecture. So each layer has ability to transform what is coming from here to something else by doing some kind of nonlinear operation, and internally it is learning some representation. So let's see how it is related to biology. Now it is inspired from biology, like from a neuron we hear it, and also the brain how it works. So biology says that this is the axon, this is a dendrite, and this is a cell, this is a midpiece. So this is the representation has been taken, while in the biology the other is that we are having some kind of activation function in our own brain. Above certain threshold we feel certain signals, and in the brain we have the neurons are connected with each other, and then what we see from the eye, we are seeing the visual data, I am hearing the audio data from my ear, I am feeling the taste from my tongue. So these are different kind of signals which are getting transformed into some kind of data flow into our brain, and then the brain is learning through the mechanism and is updating. So our neural network is not a literal brain, but the concept of a neuron, mathematical model, connected neurons, signal transformation and learning that has been combined from our biological inspiration, and we created an artificial neurons. Now what is an artificial neurons? How we have integrated it? So artificial neuron is basically we have the input and there are connection to the thing, and whatever the connections are there, those are measured using weights. So if there are 3 inputs are there, so 3 neurons, and these neuron connections are weight. So like our eye also, we see a lot of data, things are coming and they are combining together, and that combined together data going to our images. So this getting aggregated, same as in the modern neurons, aggregated, and they are the weights into the input data. This data can be yes and no, and this can be multiplied, and they are getting summed up. And if something is more than a threshold, unity bias has been added, and because if there is nothing is coming, at least bias is there, we are multiplying each input by its weight and add them up, and then we are adding a bias term, which is basically learnable parameters, the way our brain is learning. And then we are applying this activation function, very similar to our brain activation function, and then we are getting the output. So our artificial neurons is inspired from biology, and we have implemented and we represented using the function like output y is a function of summation of weights into input plus bias, and then applying the activation function, it can say that the output will go or not go, the signal will be triggered or not triggered. Now this one artificial neuron which has been integrated into the equation. So you know the input x1 is getting multiplied to the w1, then all these are getting summed up, and then the bias is added and activation function is applied. So the basic neuron equation is like z is summing up all and then applying this activation function that is going to give the output. So here x is the input, w is the weight or importance of that input, bias is a learnable parameters or extra adjustable value, and activation function is a threshold to be applied above which a signal will be passed or not passed. So that takes you us to the this neuron equation. So once we have this neuron equation, so the input can be depth to income ratio, weight, input can be stable income, weight, recent default if the person is there, weight, and age. So this can be summed up and the risk score can be calculated based on simple weight is a very important unit here. Now we saw the bias in the neuronal equation. What this bias is actually doing it. So neuron can activate only when a particular signal crosses a threshold. Now bias is going to change how easy the threshold will be put or not. So if bias is not there, so anything is coming up will be triggered. If bias is there, let's say it is a negative bias, so the summation of this value is 1 and bias was -1. So 1 minus 1 will become 0. So output will be 0. So it will not be triggered. Now if summation of anything is becoming 0.1 and bias was +1. So 1.1 the output will be there. So you can see the lower the bias or negative the bias, it is going to be easier to activate, and if more higher the bias, it is harder to activate. So bias is going to set a threshold that a neuron is going to turn on or not on. Now we saw the activation function. So what activation function means? Activation function means how strongly a particular neuron is going to respond or not respond. So we can use a different kind of activation function. This is a sigmoid kind of activation function. There's a tan H kind of activation function. So this is a ReLU linear unit, recurrent linear unit, and there are softmax function. Now softmax function is usually used for a classification model on the last layer. So how it works, your weighted input when via the activation function whether this signal is going to be strongly responding or not. If it is crosses this activation function signal, then it is going to go to the output. So the functions are also there. Sigmoid range is 0 to 1, tan H range is -1 to 1. Then ReLU has certain 0 to something, and this can be something else can be added, cutoff can be done. So softmax is summation of all the output is equal to 1. So softmax has more value. We will see more on later on. Now those are the nonlinear function, activation function we applied, and why the nonlinearity matters, means why the deep learning required to put nonlinearity into its thing. You see the patterns below is like curves, this shape, texture, halo, biological structures. These patterns are there, and in the classical system, learning this pattern using a linear way was difficult because these are all nonlinear patterns. So, and network to learn the nonlinear pattern came up, and linear pattern means if a single straight line is here and this is going to be doing separation between this class or that class, then it is sometime this kind of representation is not there. We need some kind of different kind of nonlinear curve to do the group separation. So the nonlinearity need came up. If we have linear function, right? So layer 1, layer 2, layer 3 all linear, then output is going to be straight like this. But often the real life situation is not like a linear. We need a nonlinearity. So the nonlinearity need came up, and that led to the designing of the deep learning network or neural network with a nonlinear functionality. It is to capture the real life scenario and more complex pattern, which was a need of the industry. Next, we know that in neural network or deep learning we have hidden layers. So what hidden layers are basically doing there? So hidden layers are learning the hidden representation. Like in the classical machine learning in the previous lecture, you saw we were doing handcrafted feature designing. So inside there are hidden layers are there. For example, image of pixel are there, which is, so images are basically pixel. In one hidden layer only edges type of representation can be there, then it will turn as a shape. Like in one layer only my eyebrow line is there, then in the next layer some sort of my full eyebrow is there, then in the next my eye will come object parts, and then combining different body parts like 2 eyes, 1 nose, ears, my face will be detected, and then the class prediction will be there. So I given you in a simple example that in hidden layer it is learning different kind of representation. So what hidden layer is typically doing, it is transforming the raw data. We move from feature engineering to directly passing the data. So it is transforming the raw data into more abstract knowledge and useful feature for model to do the classification or prediction or help in example. Now text data can also be done, like words are there, which can be if you combine it, it becomes phrase, and then you combine it, it will become a meaning of a sentence, and then if together they become an intent. So this is these representations are hiddenly learned in the deep neural network, and that's the importance of hidden layer. Now why hidden layers became hard to explain, means we have the hidden layer and why it became hard to explain. The simple reason is that initially we were making handcrafted feature, so we had a control what feature we are passing, but now deep learning is learning its own feature. It's automatically creating its own feature and learning its own feature, and inside the representations which it is learning, so from one layer to other layer to other layer, in which layer what it is learning, it is spread up. So the knowledge from outside we do not have what it is learning for which kind of data. So the information are spread up. Then initially we were doing one decision making from rule, if yes then no, like kind of thing. But here each individual neuron in a deep neural network does not have all the meaning. You know, individual neurons may not have clear meaning. If you combine multiple neuron and all the layers together, they will mean something. But this knowledge how they are together meaning something is first of all varies from each input to each input, and it is not easily comprehensible. Then in a deep neural network there are too many parameters are there, not 10 parameters or 20 parameters, millions of parameters, trillions of parameters nowadays. So weights and biases are there, so it is very difficult to track and trace, and there are many nonlinear transformations are inside to capture the complex pattern and complex task and complex things of real world modern life needs. So that led to the question that interpretability question, like if we have the neural network, it is very important to know that which input is mattering the most, which neuron is getting activated, what did the hidden layers learning, which features are influencing the output, why does this prediction happen. To have the explainability and need of explainability, this thing need to be answered. Okay. Then, so the takeaway of this session, where we just learned neural network in a simple way, what is how it is inspired from a simple biology, and what is the neuron, artificial neuron composed of, what is weights, what is bias, what is hidden layers, what is nonlinear transformation, and the equation, neural equation of artificial neural network. So neural network is basically a simple unit built from and by combining many units we create the layers, and that learns the complex information from a given data. So with this I will say that next we will see that how neural network learn from its mistake, means how neural network really works, how neural network learns. In the next lecture we will see in lecture 4C. So stay tuned for my next lecture and see you again. Thank you.